Bus Stop Meditation. This session is intended for individuals currently waiting for public transportation while experiencing cold hands, uncertain arrival estimates, and the slow emotional reshaping associated with winter commuting. Please stand comfortably beneath the shelter, or near the shelter, or just outside the shelter, because someone else reached the only protected corner before you did. That is okay. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale slowly into the freezing night air. Watch your breath drift away. Good. Again, inhale patience. Exhale timetable optimism. Very good. Now gently relax your shoulders. You do not need to tense every time headlights appear in the distance. Most of them are not your bus. You understand this already, and yet, hope continues to regenerate itself naturally. Beautiful. Now become aware of your surroundings. The soft hiss of passing tires on wet asphalt. The distant vibration of engines. The glow of orange streetlights reflected in slushy pavement. A nearby commuter quietly refreshing the transit app for the 8th time in 4 minutes. This ritual comforts them. Do not judge. You too will soon refresh the app, despite understanding that reality has not materially changed. Breathe. Notice the electronic display above you. It currently says 4 minutes. Observe this number calmly. It has said 4 minutes for quite some time now. Do not become attached to literal interpretations of time. Bus stop time behaves differently from ordinary time. 4 minutes may represent a recommendation, an emotional estimate, a philosophical possibility. This is normal. Now feel your feet against the cold ground. The earth beneath the pavement is ancient, older than roads, older than buses, older even than the electronic display trying courageously to predict them. Snow begins falling softly. Nobody reacts. This is an experienced bus stop. These people have survived much harsher evenings. Observe the commuters around you. One stares silently into the darkness. Another adjusts a scarf with ritual precision. Someone else steps forward slightly as a bus approaches, then calmly steps back after realizing it is not theirs. There is wisdom in this restraint. You are witnessing practiced emotional discipline. Now close your eyes briefly, not for too long. You still need to monitor approaching buses with the alertness of a small woodland creature. Good. Now imagine yourself slowly blending into the atmosphere of the bus stop. You are no longer separate from it. You are becoming slightly frozen, slightly reflective, partially illuminated by fluorescent lighting. You are entering public transit consciousness. At this level, the mind gradually releases unnecessary illusions, such as certainty, control, and accurate scheduling information. A cold gust of wind moves through the shelter. Several people subtly reposition themselves at the exact same moment. No words are exchanged. They understand one another completely. The display now says 3 minutes. Notice how little emotional reaction this creates inside you. You are adapting beautifully. You understand now that the display is not making promises. It is participating in a conversation. Now gently observe your thoughts. Maybe I should have left earlier. Perhaps I could still walk. What if the bus already came somehow? Allow these thoughts to drift away like tiny snowflakes disappearing beneath streetlights. You are here now. That is enough. Far in the distance, headlights emerge slowly through the snowfall. The entire group shifts posture in perfect synchronization. Bags tighten. Bodies lean forward slightly. Hope rises cautiously from deep within the nervous system. The bus approaches closer, closer. The number becomes visible. Not your bus. The group settles gently back into stillness. No frustration, no dramatic reaction, only quiet acceptance. Shared disappointment has become communal wisdom here. Breathe deeply. Feel how calm you remain. Months ago, this moment would have wounded you. Now, you barely flinch. You are evolving. A pigeon lands nearby and examines the commuters with detached professionalism. The pigeon has witnessed many winters, many delays, many replacement buses. In some ways, the pigeon understands the transit system more deeply than all of us. A person near the shelter begins chewing gum, slowly and thoughtfully, while staring into the snow. This too is part of the ritual. The electronic display now reads, "Due. Interesting." Observe the emotional ambiguity of the word. Due. Not arriving, not here. Simply due. Remain centered. You may now notice your phone battery reaching emotionally significant levels. Do not panic. Battery anxiety is a natural stage of the commute. You are safe. Probably. Now gently shift your awareness toward the sounds around you. A distant siren somewhere beyond the intersection. The wet scraping sound of boots against pavement. The soft electronic chirp from the crossing signal. The subtle rustling of winter jackets as commuters reposition themselves every few minutes in a collective attempt to become warmer without technically moving anywhere. One person checks the timetable again. Another checks the same timetable immediately afterward, despite standing close enough to have already seen it. This behavior is deeply human. The mind longs for updates, even when updates are meaningless. Breathe. A bus drives past without stopping. For a brief moment, the warm yellow interior lighting passes across the faces of the waiting passengers, like a vision from another world. You watch seated people drift by peacefully behind fogged windows. Some stare at phones. Some stare into nothing. One person appears to already regret their destination. The bus disappears into the snow. Silence returns. You remain. Notice how the waiting changes people, slowly. At first, commuters arrive as individuals, distinct, separate. But after enough time at the stop, something shifts. The boundaries soften. You are no longer students, office workers, cashiers, consultants, night shift employees, or exhausted parents. You become people waiting for the bus, a temporary civilization formed beneath fluorescent lighting, united not by ideology, but by timetable uncertainty. This realization may feel emotional, Allow it. Now observe the snow accumulating gently on nearby surfaces, on benches, on signs, on bicycle seats nobody was brave enough to use tonight. The city itself seems quieter now. Even traffic sounds softer beneath snowfall. A person nearby removes one glove briefly to use their phone. This is a calculated risk, an advanced commuter maneuver. Do not attempt this recklessly. The display still says, "Do." Interesting. You begin to suspect the display itself may also be waiting for the bus. The shelter light flickers slightly overhead. Nobody looks up. This has happened before. You are among veterans. Now imagine all the bus stops across the city at this exact moment. Tiny illuminated islands scattered through darkness. Small groups of humans standing together, silently in winter coats, each carrying private concerns, private exhaustion, private destinations. And yet, for a few minutes, all participating in the exact same experience. Waiting, breathing, watching the road. There is something strangely comforting about this. You may now notice that your perception of warmth has changed. At first, the cold felt aggressive, personal. But gradually, the body adapts. The nervous system negotiates. You stop fighting winter. You coexist with it. This, too, is wisdom. Far away, another set of headlights appears. This time, nobody reacts immediately. The shelter has learned caution. Hope is now deployed strategically. The lights approach slowly through falling snow. Closer, closer. The number becomes visible at last. This time, it is your bus. A quiet wave of relief passes through the group. Not celebration, nothing dramatic, just the soft internal loosening of collective endurance. The bus slows carefully toward the stop. Snow crunches beneath the tires. Warm air escapes gently as the doors open. You step forward calmly. No enlightenment arrives. No cosmic revelation unfolds. Only warmth, movement, continuation, and somehow that feels sufficient. Now slowly return awareness to your body. Feel your hands inside your pockets. Feel the cold air against your face. Feel the strange peacefulness that sometimes appears after waiting long enough. Take one final, deep breath in and out. As you step toward the open bus doors, remember, not every journey requires certainty. Sometimes it only requires showing up, standing still, and waiting together in the snow. Please board calmly.